Agent teaches his first class at Streamer University. Wait, run it back, run it back, run it back, run it back, run it back.
First thing I would like to say is I know everybody's streaming, but if everybody keep talking and stuff like that and interrupt, it's gonna make it very difficult to get through this. I think y'all will learn something. Let's lock in, bro. I know everybody's really excited because this is a great opportunity. I bet the views are looking good.
Agent is my favorite AMP member. 100%. I feel like I don't know what it is, bro. I think he got a level of seriousness about him that seems more business centered. You know what I'm saying? Even outside of the content. Like, I don't know. I feel like you just gotta watch him for a little bit to get what I mean. Like, if you watch Agent streams, you've been watching for a minute. I think I've been watching probably about 4 or 5 years. Then you get what I mean, bro. So I think he's literally like, if he said tomorrow I'm dropping out of all of this, jumping in the business world, things of this nature, I wouldn't be surprised.
You're meeting a lot of cool people, things of that nature. But there's going to be a long time after this where you will hopefully still be streaming and hopefully still be succeeding. So you want to learn some of these concepts, and I'm gonna keep it practical
definitely see him in the
because
production side of this.
Actually apply some of the stuff going on. Before we get started, who's been here that's been streaming for more than like 2 years?
Right here, right here, right here.
Okay, that's about half the class. Who's a newer streamer like the last year or so? Okay, nice. Okay, cool. So we got.
I think what it is.
We're gonna structure.
More and more people want to get into streaming, but everybody kind of feels like you need some sort of like magical touch to make all of this happen. You know what I'm saying? So even what I'm doing right now, I'm not streaming to anybody. Like, real talk, I ain't streaming to nobody, and I don't got no reason to hide that. One view, and that's just me because I have that. Like, I have chat pulled up over here. I got OBS pulled up to the side. Like it's just me in here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still relatively. I'm new to streaming. Not even relatively. Like, yes, I've had my Twitch channel for probably about two years. But before that, I was moving on. I started on TikTok, then I moved to YouTube in about, I want to say 2022. I want to say. And even then, I only have about 1,400, like about 1,400 subs on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And I started on TikTok. My main TikTok before I like just stopped using that one. Like, I switched to a new one. Is about 25,000 followers. So I think a lot of people just assume you need this really big magical touch to make all of this happen. And honestly, like I said, I'm streaming it's just me in here. You know what I'm saying? And God willing, it's gonna be more and more people as time goes on. Will hop in and like I can start enjoying this with other people because I really like doing what I do. But nah, man, I tell people all the time, like, if you want to do this, the best thing to do is, just hop into it. You need no magical touch. You don't need this. You don't need that. Boom. I have to pull this back up. You just need, like, honestly, you don't even need a big setup, man. As long as you have a decent Wi-Fi connection, a way to maintain that Wi-Fi connection, and you just, like, dive in, like, every day. Like, even me, like, I try to, like, I've been doing this for, like, a while to the point to where I'm just now getting accustomed to, I can turn on my camera and just hop into mode, like that. I could turn on my camera and just hop into mode like that. It's extremely nerve-wracking at first because you're just not used to it. And you keep mentally telling yourself that I should, hold on. You keep telling yourself that I kind of just want to maintain me and be the real version of me and things of this nature. And I don't want to let the camera influence me and things of that. But it's hard not to when you spent your entire life not being recorded. So I think for a lot of people, they're not asking, how can I do this? They're asking, how can I do this and maintain a sense of normalcy? You know what I'm saying? How can I maintain my composure? Is all I should say. Because it's extremely nerve-wracking at first, especially when you've never done something like this. It's a lot of people's first time, and it's like an embarrassment factor. I think a lot of people are just scared to be embarrassed. One of my favorite quotes is, we need to lean, I'm paraphrasing, but we need to lean more into embarrassment. There's nothing wrong with being embarrassed. I was just outside at a bar the other day with my friend, and I was dancing, hitting all the wrong moves, turning at the wrong times. Everybody else was like in step and things of that nature. But bro, I was still on the floor. You know what I'm saying? It's not like anybody told me to leave. It's not like anybody laughed. And if they did laugh, I didn't notice. So, just start today. And, you get better over time, man. You get better over time. Man, the person who's extremely, like, great at math wasn't great at math when they first started. You got to, get into it every day. So, just keep applying yourself.
Quiet down. We're going to structure like 0 to 1 million followers. So we're going to start with the first bit from 0 to 250,000 followers. Then we're going to go the middle from 250 to 750,000 followers. And then beyond that. In the presentation, I'm going to tell you like what your team should potentially look like, what you should be spending your time, potentially your money on, and certain concepts and things you should be practicing and understanding in those different stages if you want to make it to the next level. All right? If you have any questions, just ask, and we'll keep it pushing. All right, nice. So first thing I want to start by saying is this is not easy. I know it's presented like it's easy, and it looks really fun, but it's harder than you think. So this graph, I thought it was very fascinating, and it does kind of illustrate just how challenging being seen as a content creator could be. This graph is the subscriber count for Kai Cenat's Kai's Mind channel. His first upload was in December. He was at 500 subscribers in December.
And I'm going to stop doing like super big pauses, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, don't hop in this thing and it's going to be easy. All right, like I said, I've been doing this for a while, and even I'm not where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? So even though I'm still growing every day, but don't hop in and think it's easy. I will say that it's like easier. Maybe I don't want to say like mentally, cause no, on your mental it's a lot of pressure, but it's less physically demanding, especially if you're just trying to be a mainstreamer who just kind of. You have your own setup and you're not trying to do any live streams and actually go outside and interact with people and things of this nature. So is it easier compared to like a regular 9-to-5 job? Of course. I'll maintain that. And maybe that'll change the bigger and bigger you get. All right. Because obviously if you hit like, let's say you hit Kai Cenat level and you want to do your own streamer all right. Now would you say that it's still relatively easy compared to a 9-to-5 job compared to a lot of just regular 9-to-5 jobs, obviously now it's harder because you got more stuff to maintain, more people on payroll, more things to watch out for. But, in general though, man, and, I would say that the best positive to this is that, you have a lot of fun doing it. You do have a lot of fun doing this. You get to be the most uncensored version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You learn a lot about yourself. You grow along the way and you see that growth reflected not only in yourself, but in the content that you push out. You see it in the views, the comments. You see it in the community that you build. So, you know what I'm saying? So don't get in thinking that it's going to be easy. All right? But have fun doing it.
With dozens of uploads. I'm talking about Kai Cenat. Now, granted, he was uploading as almost like an experiment to see like, he was just saying things that was on his mind. It wasn't super high appeal content. But it's interesting to think even one of the biggest people on the internet can upload dozens of videos to an unknown channel with under 500 subscribers. It wasn't until he promoted it in March where it got a huge spike and it reached 500,000. So like if you're struggling and you've been doing it for a while, sometimes it's not necessarily that you suck. It's just you haven't quite figured out certain concepts yet. So that's what I'm gonna try and click. There's a lot of people here that's like super entertaining that I see. But it's not enough to be entertaining. We all have the entertaining friend that hasn't quite hit yet. And then we all have the friend that's maybe not that entertaining that's been doing phenomenal. You just had to, like Mr. B is not the most entertaining person, but he knows how to put together a good video. So in the same way, we're gonna talk a lot about other platforms because one thing you realize as a streamer, you have to be on everything. If you're not on IG Reels, sometimes you gotta be on Facebook. You gotta be on literally everything because that's how you're gonna drive the people to your stream. All right, so talking a little about that today. We're going to start off in the 0 to 250,000 followers. If you have 0 to 250,000 followers on the platform you stream on, could you raise your hands? 0 to 250,000 followers. Under 250. On the main platform you stream on.
0 to 250, under 250.
Yeah. You don't stream.
Yeah, like if you got Instagram, you don't stream on there, you got higher followers in your streaming platform.
It don't matter, it's just the main one, Yeah, just the main one. All right, so you probably heard it before. I'm going to really kind of like drill it in.
Lucky this ain't on math.
You have to apply short form.
How many people would have failed?
Like if you streamed significantly less and did more short form, you would see significantly more growth. In this current stage, and I'm gonna give you guys some certain case examples. And low-key, I want to bust some myths.
My problem, bro, is that I'm trying to move away
some
from
people have
short
some
form
misconceptions.
to
So
get into
Queso is a
long
really good
form.
example of someone
I
who
can go
grew
crazy
playing
on
2K
short
content
term,
on
especially if
TikTok. He was a
I upload
2K
every day.
TikTok
But
content creator.
man, I'm trying to move
feel
away
like
from
it
that.
because a lot can change in 2 years, but he was. And his channel blew up. He had some really big clips, and he was able to transition that audience into streaming. You might think to yourself, okay, that was like 2-3 years ago. How about something more recent? Joe Bart. Joe Bart did a lot of like rants, commentary style content on TikTok. He was able to transition that content. He's one of the biggest streamers on Twitch right now, but it didn't happen overnight. He's someone that killed it on TikTok. One thing you notice about both of them, they're not just good on TikTok, they own it. These guys are demons at TikTok. So it's not enough to exist on the platform. To dominate it is how you make that transition. And you might be thinking, okay, Joe Bart low-key blew up on TikTok 2 years ago. Maybe a more recent example. Here's an example of somebody I found a few weeks ago. This is a guy that makes racing content that's probably not gonna appeal to most people. He started with 0 subscribers, 0. He actually started with 0 videos.
I see car content going crazy every day.
Post YouTube
I
shorts.
see car content going crazy every day. I feel like car content has a way bigger community than a lot of people think.
1 million views short. Really, like, to me, super interesting content. If you're anywhere in the niche, then this type of content that you would want to watch. His first YouTube video, I took the screenshot a couple weeks ago. It had 680,000 views in 2 weeks. It is over 1 million now. His first YouTube video,
Man, who's a
1
car
million views.
YouTuber I was watching not too long ago?
Shorts and long form don't translate as good.
But it does on YouTube. So we'll talk a little bit about that. YouTube Shorts translates to YouTube videos really well now.
I disagree with that.
You're wrong.
Nah, I mean, I've been doing this. I'm not saying that I'm right. I just say I disagree. I've been doing this for 12 years, and I have built so many different pages. And I'm not saying it doesn't work for him. I'm just saying I feel like I disagree that it works for him.
We'll circle back to it at the end of the talk because I'm going to explain a few other concepts, okay? Okay, so when it comes to short form, this actually does apply just in general. You need some sort of
let
hook,
the teacher
okay?
teach.
I'm going to say something, and it's going to sound a little pseudo and like theoretical, but it's not. It's very, very practical. Do you guys have like an idea of what your audience wants to watch?
I'm still looking, man. It's been a minute. Hold on.
Okay, now we're talking. Being able to like put yourself in your audience shoes is the biggest superpower a content creator have. The same way that being able to put yourself in.
I think the best thing you can do, especially when you don't have any, I think low-key, the best time to make content is in the beginning because you're unknown and you have no following. Plus, you're not monetized and you don't have any sponsors. You have nothing to be loyal to. All right, you can switch it up all the time. You don't have to worry about brand risk and things of this nature. You can totally it's the most fun it can possibly be because you don't really have anybody watching right now. You can do anything. You can do anything. All right, and people are just going. You never know what's gonna hit. Maybe this will, and if it doesn't, switch to the next thing. Try that. See how that works. Dip your toes in a lot of pools. Because you don't have people watching right now. And even though that sucks, you can use that to your advantage. Because if you don't have anybody watching, you can switch it up like 2-3 weeks, 2-3 months later. And it's not like you really lost anything. Yeah, you got some time that you lost. But let's say that next thing hits like, all right, and it just skyrockets. Are you gonna think about the 2-3 months that you quote unquote wasted? Or are you gonna think about all the years you have in front of you now?
Customer shoes is the best power a business can have. If you don't have an idea of what your community wants to see, you're gonna airball a lot of shots. It don't mean you can't airball some shots. You're not gonna hit everything. But having a good hook is a good premise. So like, I'm gonna show some examples of hooks that I think are really good in different ways, and then you can start to think about how you can apply that to your content. The reason why I say that is because when it comes to short form, if you don't have a good hook, you're setting yourself up for failure. You only have a certain amount of time to capture somebody's interest. So what I would like to present is next time you're scrolling short form, next time you're even watching long form YouTube videos, I want you to think about what you're thinking about while you're watching it. What about it specifically is interesting? You will start to pick up a lot of strategies from the stuff you like that you can apply into your own content.
I think that's why I messed up a lot, man. What?
Goodness gracious, Pudgy.
Nah,
no
man,
shirt,
you
bro?
can't. Yeah, man, you can't walk in here like that. But yeah, I think this is why I mess up a lot, bro. Because I think my start off is like bad. Like even now. I think because like I'm way more
Dub,
accustomed
you
to
can't
stuff now,
sit in this front
but
row.
I
You
think
gotta
my
find
start
some
off
seats.
is still crazy,
Hey,
so where
quiet
I'm
down,
not
quiet
capturing
down,
enough
quiet down,
attention,
quiet down,
especially
please.
for those first few seconds. Like somebody could really just be like, even if somebody does hop in the stream. Let's say somebody hops in the stream when I first start, when I first start stream things of this nature. The first few minutes, I don't think I get entertaining. So probably about probably about that 5-10 minute time span, that 5-10 minute frame. When I finally
Thank you,
start,
Goosenet.
I'm like, it's
If you're
on.
really
I'm warmed up a
popular on the
little bit. The
platform, like
voice
some
is
of you guys
warmed
like
up.
Alyssa, you have a face that people have seen on TikTok a lot, you can use your face as the hook. You know what I'm saying? If you look at a lot of A&P videos, we just use our faces as the hook. So like if, for example, who here is like known for something that, Dub, what are you known for?
Having a son and food now.
Okay, nice. Well, in that instance, you can use
Father
your
son
face in
content.
certain contexts that apply to that, right? If somebody thinks you're really knowledgeable with money and you're doing a money topic, sometimes your face is gonna be the thing that hooks people. So, you know, it doesn't have to be like a big thumbnail with a fucking red circle, you know? And then like you just have to, well, we'll explain a little bit later, but it just has to be like an itch that you can hook. So I got a couple examples here. I'm gonna show you the good example first. Hopefully it works. There we go. Yeah, let me turn this motherfucker up.
Are these faces?
Well, after making his apologies and claiming that he missed breakpoint, I thought we were done there. But the very next race, I found myself next to him again. This time I'm driving a McLaren, and in a tight battle.
You need to get down and dirty. You should know how to edit a video. You should know how to edit a short. You gotta find editing skills. And so like, I will say, we're gonna get to it in a little bit, but a lot of the skills you hire for are actually things you should know. One, you're gonna know if someone's scamming you, if you know how it's done.
Man, you gotta know how to do that off rip. You gotta know how to do that off rip.
But
Gotta
then
know
two,
how to
on
make
top
your
of
own
that, if they're
thumbnails.
not
Gotta know how to
available and
record your
some
own
reason you get down
videos.
and dirty, you should know how to edit a video. You
Number
should know how to
one,
edit a
bro,
short.
hold on. I know I keep saying I'm gonna stop pausing. Man, don't use AI thumbnails if you can help it, man. I know a lot of people fall into that bag of do this easier, it takes no time, put in a few prompts and I got it like that. Bro, trust me, man. It just doesn't fly the more you go into it. I don't see, bro. A lot of people just don't dig the AI thumbnails, and especially when you try to put it into like a creative field and an artistic platform, dude. The last thing you want to do is put a. Honestly, I see an AI thumbnail. I don't even click on the video, but that's just me. And a lot of people attribute that to laziness anyway. Because honestly, even like some of my I say that, man. Even my thumbs, I got some thumbnails that I think are just bad, man. Hold on, man. I made a on my live channel, Cameron Cardell Live. Go sub to that. On my live channel, I released a video. Boom. I released a video literally today, and honestly, I don't think the thumbnail was like crazy. Boom, right here. Taco Bell infected me. Talked about the letters from Taco Bell and things of this nature, bro. I don't think this thumbnail is crazy good and appealing, but even then, man, I think it's way better than AI. I'd rather put out a terrible man-made thumbnail than an AI one that looks like slightly better. No.
You know how to do all the things you hire for. That's
I
why
wouldn't even do that.
I know how to make
do
lotion
that.
and shit. That's the tone guys here.
W class.
So I would like to say it's not always success, and you always have to be trying stuff. So even the biggest streamers in the building, they miss sometimes. You can do some stuff that doesn't hit all the time, but you should always be applying the principles. So I started a gaming page. In my head, I know what does that mean. The gaming page is at what? 200, it's like at 30,000 subscribers right now. It's performing well, views per video, but I'm not farming subs enough. What should I do in that instance? Lean into shorts. So not only am I posting YouTube shorts consistently now, but I also created a gaming Instagram so I can apply more shorts. And there's actually a pretty good conversion between Instagram Reels and
Yeah, man, I think this is gonna be, and this is just the hardest part, especially for people who are just starting out, because you gotta run all this by yourself. You don't got a team to do this for you. All right, you gotta do everything just you. All right, and then you have to verify everything. What does that mean? That means you gotta check up on your work. So, like a video that's like this, an hour and 27 minutes long, man, you low-key gotta rewatch. You gotta rewatch that video. Make sure you have it down packed. It's just like you like it. Make sure you didn't miss anything. You have to actually analyze everything you're doing. After that, you have to make your own thumbnail. After that, what do you do if you want it to blow up a little bit more? You have to clip it. You have to post your clips. You have to run everything when you start out, because you have to make sure all of this gets done and outside in a timely manner. All right, it's just the best way to grow your channel is just to farm. All right, clip farm, crazy. It's a great way. Like once I get done with this, like bro, I just reacted to a video of a sketch starting his own frat. I'm gonna have to break that down, and then I have to bust it down into shorts. I haven't busted up a video in the shorts in about it's been a little minute. It's only been like a week. It's only been like a week or two, but that's because man, making a long term and then making the shorts because you have to bust it all down and then you have to upload them and then you have to keep re-uploading them and then think about if you have a video like this that's an hour long. All right, you have to get as much of the best clips as you can, and then you have another video that's 34 minutes long. Got to do the same thing, and then you have another video that's an hour long. So you bust that down. Let's say you get about like, let's say out of this, man, I'm just gonna throw out a number. Let's say you get like 30 clips out of this. You get 30 clips that you have to upload and then have to re-upload periodically. All right, just all the time. Let's say you get like 5 clips out of this. You got to still take that and then you got to still re-upload that. You have another video that's an hour and a half long again. Man, let's say that when you get about 15 clips, man, you have to re-upload all of those and then you have to then you have to yourself clip them all down. You see what I'm saying? So it can be very overwhelming when you're doing this solo, man. Like when you have a team behind you, bro, I'm telling you, man.
Content off
like
platform.
once you finally hit that level to get a team,
right
man, that's like a blessing. From
so let me give you a couple examples of hooks. This is an example of a hook where the caption is what makes you intrigued in the content.
Man, I'm telling you, man, I know I keep saying I'm gonna stop pausing. Man, a clip team, bro, it would be so amazing. All right, if you can hire a clipper, I would highly suggest that. Show them how you want it to be done, things of this nature. I think the only con is that no matter what, like no matter who it is, no matter how professional, nobody can clip like you. All right, so they could see a clip that they could be like, oh, bro, that's trash. I would never want to upload that. But you're like, bro, I love that clip. I think this shows who I am in a great way. All right, let me clip this. Let me upload this. They could skip over it. They'll never clip like you. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, you just gotta think about. Oh man, you just gotta think about what you get out of it, man. You just gotta think about what you get out of it, sir.
So I think it's just the internet, to be honest with you. Yeah, so first of all, that's prosthetics. It's not my real forehead. So. Okay. Okay, but the premise is that once you read the caption, the bouncer says no hats, you got no choice but to fucking stick around to see why the caption says that. The caption make you want to stay to the end. And you obviously can see the hat, and just, you know, it's implied that I'm going to review the hat. But by the time you finish it, you're like, damn, that was so crazy. Maybe I watch it again. Now you loop somebody. Now you get mad watch time. Have the whole package. You know what I'm saying? Like, once they watch the video, it has to be a good video, but you also have to package it to make it look like a real video if you want people to stick around. If niggas not clipping it on Twitter and the TikTok's not sharing it, then, I mean, nobody saw it. Your audience saw it, but they're already watching you. You feel me? So get in the habit of trying to share some of the stuff that's happening, not just on stream. The grind is not just more hours on stream. This is very prehistoric mindset, okay? The grind is having a moment and then finding ways to share it with everybody. So streaming, you essentially now are a content creator. You're not a streamer no more. It's a full-on content creator. What's that?
So how do you like do it as to like, you said that people are in their own bubbles. How do you like get out of those bubbles? Like for instance, Speed, right? He has a big fan base because he gets out of his bubble. So how do you make it so you're out?
How do you get out of your bubble? You just have to make an effort to consume different types of content that you may not particularly be interested in. It could be in a different language, it could be in a different font, but you just have to make a serious effort to, you won't leave it by accident. If you let your algorithm, it'll keep you in that bubble because that's the stuff you like. You just have to start consuming.
Man, this is why I be careful about the stuff that I like and I interact with, man. I think honestly, what I've noticed is it's easier to change up your algorithm. I think Instagram is the easiest thing to change up your algorithm on. Whenever I've tested this out, whenever you're on Instagram, if you just honestly just search up some stuff on Instagram, search up like music. If you like 20, like if you just like a bunch of music videos back to back, probably about 20, 30, it'll start recommending it on your explore page. Search up art, same thing. You know what I'm saying? I think the hardest thing to get out of is probably TikTok. But then again, I'm not like I try to like I'm not really on TikTok as much these days, but you know, I keep like I notice even when I do try to change up my algorithm, it still brings up old stuff. I'm not even trying to interact no more. Even when I say no longer recommend me this, it'll recommend me something that's basically the exact same thing. And even though I've said like don't recommend this to me like 10 times, 10 times, 15 times, like, but it'll still bring it up. So TikTok tries to keep you in that bubble. Is what I've started to notice. Now, when it comes to like Twitter and stuff like that, Twitter, Reddit. I'm not really on Twitter and Twitter and Reddit. So I do have my Twitter and Reddit. No, I don't even think I got my Reddit profile set up no more. But follow me on Twitter though. I know that's 100% like linked in my bio.
Too many different things. That'll be on you, low-key, to just, teach your algorithm a little bit.
I got a question.
What's that?
Why you think Kai only posts his shorts on YouTube but don't post them videos on Instagram Reels?
I think I don't know. He's been talking about starting on Reels. Yeah, he's just been off for a while, focusing on other stuff. So, but just because somebody doesn't necessarily mean it's good or bad strategy, it's kind of just what works for you. Being everywhere for the average streamer works. I will also say, sometimes things apply to the biggest streamers that's not gonna apply to you. Like it might only work for them because they're them. You get what I'm saying? So like, take it with a grain of salt when you see a really, really big streamer doing something. It might not always work. It's worth trying stuff though, but it might not always work. Instagram Reels is OP. Are you who's posting on Instagram Reels here? Wise. Bro, if you are not, brother, how do I tell you, right? Let me tell you how TikTok.
Shout out
TikTok 3
Instagram
years
Reels.
ago?
I think I'll probably
That is
get
Instagram
more
Reels
Instagram.
today.
I get more views on Instagram Reels than I do on TikTok these days.
And
Like,
especially if you
especially
have
when
an
I,
existing
you know what I'm saying, when I
audience
post
on
them
Instagram,
back to back,
it's crack.
the exact same content, I get
Way
way
faster.
more
Not just on
like, and I'm
Instagram,
talking
but
about
it just
people who
shares
don't
shit
even
so well.
follow me.
Jeremiah. You can. It depends on your niche. I would say probably don't post more than 1 or 2 times. But there's some people that post 4 or 5 times. It just depends on your niche. Some niches a lot more acceptable to spam posts. Some niches you could deadass post the same video every week for like the rest of the year.
So you be reposting.
Honestly, I see that all the time, man. I see that all the time.
You can.
There are some,
can. Like,
bro.
in
There are
upfront
some
passes,
niches
in a
where
clip
they
hit-
don't even change up they don't even change up the video. It'll be the exact same video that they post literally every day. And part of the niche is saying reposting whatever, like insert video. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is, bro. And they'll just repost it literally every day. And even if it doesn't hit like every day, maybe sometimes it'll get like maybe like 10 views. Maybe sometimes it'll get like 500. But you know, when they first started doing it, maybe they got like 25,000 views. All right, 50K views. I'll see 100K sometimes. And then every so often it'll hit again like it never did before. So it'll hit, not hit, hit one more time, hit again. All right, another 100K views, 80K. All right, now we back now. Now we got 5K. Go. All right, now we got 500. Now we got 250. Now we got 300. Back up again to 10K. Some people will literally be able to post the exact same video every day.
When I post on TikTok, they flag my content for unoriginal content. If it gets clipped, my clipper send me the clip, and I have to appeal it sometimes.
Okay, I will say, so all the social platforms don't like clipping culture. That's true, okay? And there is probably going to get nerfed at some point, most likely. They consider it unoriginal because it is technically not an original piece of content. The original piece of content is happening on stream.
It's me though.
No, I understand that, but it's still not original. Like you did it somewhere else. You're just repurposing it. Yeah. So we don't know how long this meta is going to exist for. But while it's here, you might as well take full advantage of it. You know, this is a crazy.
100%, 100%.
Really, man? Agent, we just had the same class like 2 minutes away. I know.
Yeah, I'm already knowing, gang. I'm already knowing.
Agent, I got a question.
What's that?
You got like a different editor for like your gaming content style clips versus like your
Yes, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so this is like a good concept that I think everybody deserves to understand. A lot of people think the clip hit because it got views. All right, who here has had a clip that went viral and then nothing happened because of it? All right, this is common. It didn't result in anything. Like it was a moment, then it passed. You know what I'm saying?
I think I see what he mean.
Money, like it didn't transition to no views on the socials.
Yeah.
I want you to pay attention to this and let me know what you notice.
Entire stream room into a big ball pit. It was a lot of fun. But I left the house for a couple hours and balls have been pouring out the entire time.
Immediately I noticed the like to comment ratio is extremely crazy. 60K likes, 512 comments. Alright, one thing I do in my mind, bro, is that I imagine that everything just has a different value. It's easy to get a like, bro. There's some people who just doom scroll so often they don't even think about the stuff that they like. Bro, you on your lunch break, you just trying to max it. You just trying to max your food, get back, and then you got to get back to your job. You just kind of, maybe you just doom scrolling and you just kind of liking every video that you come across, regardless of if you identify with it or not. But to actually take the time and comment on the video means that you related to it in some type of way. You feel what I'm saying? So, man, like the dislike, I am like, to me, like likes are like $1. Like 50 cents to about $1. Likes are about $1. Alright. I'll say views are probably like 50 cents. Anybody can get a view. Somebody just scrolling through, you did a good hashtag and it kind of relates to something. Hashtag Spider-Man gaming, and somebody's just watching Marvel Spider-Man gaming clips. They can just scroll through and see you, bro. So about 50 cents. Probably about 50 cents for a view. You feel what I'm saying? So about $1 for a like. I'd say a comment is about $5. A comment's about $5. An actual sub, follow, whatever, that's about $20. That's about $20.
And you might think to yourself, like, how bad could it possibly be, Agent? It can't be that fucking bad. 100,000 volts can't be that bad, right? King.
So who cleaned that?
It's a great question. It's a great question.
Chris. Nah, at the time he wasn't camera. He was doing something else. But if you notice in that clip, your first thought is gonna be like, damn. Well, first of all, your first thought is Kai's gonna be mad. But then the second thought is gonna be, well, that's a pretty crazy thing to do on stream. You know what I'm saying? The clip is actually useful to you if it makes people think I should show up to the stream. Oh, there's some cool things that happen on that stream. If you collect enough of those, they will genuinely start to show up to more of those streams. Here's a second example of the same thing. Is it gonna let me click this X today? So you're gonna watch this clip and you're gonna think to yourself,
I remember this. This was
oh,
this
he's
was
doing a
crazy to
48-hour
watch.
stream. Maybe I should tune into it. So your clip should naturally make people want to come to the content. You know what I'm saying? In fact, usually before I do a marathon, I'll at least do some sort of simple TikTok saying like, yo, I'm surviving in the Amazon for 48 hours.
It's like watching
So
the
the point
80s
is
action
the clips can get
movie.
views, that's cool. But the clips should get views and make people think, damn, I should show up to this. You know what I'm saying? So if your clip got views and it makes people think this guy's a asshole, then it didn't do you much good. In fact, it probably did you some harm.
Excuse me,
There's gonna be
thank
some
you,
mad
thank
people
you,
on
thank
Twitter
you,
and shit
thank
that
you,
just
thank
think
you.
you're
Appreciate
away
you
that you're
telling me that.
probably not. All right.
I got a question.
Okay.
I feel like I've grown at least 6 clipping pages. I know how to do it crazy good. I can get good views, all these captions.
Yeah.
Why do you think, I feel like for me personally, and I heard a lot of people, why do you think when it comes to like Twitch,
Yo, let's hear a question.
why do you think when it comes to Twitch specifically, it's so hard to grow? Because I can get millions of views and understand the algorithm on all the platforms because I mastered that. But to actually get them over, I mastered the
Man, I think for Twitch specifically, it's just more like an entertainment thing. I mean, to be honest with you, when you first starting out, man, you don't, especially, and you just trying to get into your groove, man. It's just personal what I think, man. Like when you're trying to get into your groove and you first starting out, you know what I'm saying? You kind of a little choppy in how you talk. You stutter all over the place. Things of this nature. You still a little nervous, man. You don't got everything kind of like smoothed out. You title still all over the place. You don't really got anybody. You don't got a built up community, which honestly is a big part of Twitch, having your own little community eventually, man. Like honestly, I think you are, bro. I think if you get into Twitch and you have at least like 10, bro, honestly, I would love at least 15, 20 people to just like hop in my stream and just be like, hey, what's up? Every time I hopped on. Not 100, not 50, not 30, bro. Just make like 10 to 15. Not even 20 people, bro. Just 10 to 15. I love like 10 to 15 people. I think 20 would be amazing. Man, who every time that you got on stream would be like, man, let me hop in the stream. I would love to watch this. Just 10, 15 people. But man, I think honestly it's just probably like you want to watch the most entertaining thing that you can right now, especially since it's live. But man, I don't know.
everything that you said, but it's hard to get them over because I feel like Twitch doesn't push you out. You have to collab. So the clips to me, from me personally, it doesn't translate. versus like.
We could talk about the actor because that's a very D's topic, but some of these concepts will help. Being able to apply short form, and then what we'll talk about a little bit later, these will help, okay? All right, when it comes to understanding content, this is gonna sound like the simplest thing you heard today, but on God, half the room's not doing it, okay? A lot of people have the balls to do this part right here. You hit the live button, all right? And that's actually a big first step. A lot of people think about it, they actually don't hit the live button. But then after that, a lot of people skip this part. They fill it out, but they don't actually look. They don't actually see what the chat was saying. They don't see
Stream content, analyze, make adjustments.
what the numbers was doing. They don't actually analyze the content to see if it performed. But sometimes they do. And then they still don't do this part, which is make the actual adjustment. What this looks like is, do we have any gamers in here that do gaming content? Right? Let's say you playing Valorant. All right? Boom, you just did the content. You analyze the content. Your stream doesn't like Valorant. Okay? Maybe it's falling out. Just watching that. We don't know.
Yeah,
Okay?
I see that. I think
You
probably,
actually
I think
aren't
honestly,
making the
I think probably the best thing about gaming is it's so easy to switch it up. Not like, cause it's always a new game to play. It's always a new game to play. And honestly, if you already love the game, like you don't feel any pressure to buy. Like I'm gonna just throw some names out there. You don't feel pressured to buy the new Lego Batman game. You don't feel pressured to buy the new James Bond. You don't feel pressure to buy the new Wolverine game that's finna drop because you already a gamer and you already enjoy it. So for me, the reason I push out a lot of gaming videos is because these are all already things that I was gonna play and enjoy in my own personal time. You know, you see what I'm saying? So when I'm playing Lego Batman, when I'm playing James Bond, I haven't even streamed these yet. I was actually I was actually planning to tonight. You know what I'm saying? I went to Best Buy. They didn't have any of the video capture cards that I wanted. Man, the only ones they had was like 160. All right, 160 like $200, and I wasn't finna pay that for no capture card. I didn't even need it. I just need one, well, like 2 HDMI ports, but I'm getting off track, man. But like, you see what I'm saying? You don't feel any pressure to buy these games because you already a gamer, and it's already what you're gonna do. Kind of like if you make book content and you review books all the time, and book content is crazy popular. It's just that if you don't read, you wouldn't think so, right? But book content is crazy popular. But if you already read, and these are books that you're gonna already read in your own personal time anyway, you can already just analyze it because you're so used to doing this in your own day-to-day life. So it's just easier to do that. So you don't feel any pressure. All right? Maybe it feels awkward to do it in front of a camera, but man, I don't feel any pressure when I'm playing video games because I'm already playing. I think the hardest part is that you have to switch to sort of because you actually have to talk and interact with people. And me, I was a big silent gamer. So, wait. Oh, I was like, hold on. Man, well, I thought I was tweaking. I thought my camera bugged out. I was looking at my Twitch stream. It was paused. So I was a big silent gamer, especially when I first started. And so it took me a minute to actually get into my groove when it came to like talking and interacting when I'm actually playing a game too at the same time. And it still shows to this day. Like when I hop in a game,
I've seen it so many times where it's like
I'll
people
just
are
go silent
sabotaging
for a little
themselves
bit. And I
because
gotta
there's something they
remind
wanna
myself. Let me
do,
interact with
and
chat.
it's
Let me say
technically
something
not in
entertaining.
line with what their chat wants to see. You streaming. At the end of the day, when you stream, you either entertain or inform. So if you're an informative nigga, then you could, spew the knowledge, share, help people. But if you're an entertainer, you actually genuinely have to entertain. If you're doing something niggas don't want to see.
I think the best example of this would be Agent00 Gaming. Entertaining. Explaining before you buy it. I think everybody, if you game, man, you've seen before you buy, love before you buy, man. I love before you buy. Before you buy is actually, I'm waiting on them to drop the echoes of Minecraft. Bro, if you don't game, you probably don't know about that. If you don't game, you don't know that they just announced Fallout 5. Just announced 2 Fallout 2 remasters. There's 2 Fallout remasters. I can't wait for the new Vegas remaster, and I'm pretty sure they're remastering Fallout 3. But see, if you don't game, you already don't know that. If you don't game, you don't know about Steam Machine and how crazy that price tag is. Like, I'll say, I was talking to one of my friends earlier this week, and we was talking about, no, it's like last week, and we was talking about Steam Deck, and they're like, "What is a Steam Deck exactly?" Because if you don't game, you already don't know about it. All right, if you don't game, you don't know what AAA means. You don't know about Power World. All right, well, Power World 1.0, I think that's still in the beta, but I don't want to get out of track. We can talk about that later. You don't know that Elder Scrolls 6 is in development right now. you don't know about Black Flag Resync, which is a game I was probably thinking about getting, but the original game isn't even 10 years old. So I feel like it'd be crazy to get a game that's not even like old yet. Like I feel like I'd be wasting money.
You're not entertaining. You're actually just selfishly entertaining yourself, but which is okay if you don't care about growth. But if we're here to talk about growth and you want to grow, it has to look like this and genuinely making that adjustment.
So what would that adjustment look like?
Like not doing Valorant. Like trying something else.
See, that adjustment, that man, you gotta adjust based on your own personal content. If things don't go well
with that anymore, you adjust. I used to be in the 2K community. I knew what it was like to rely specifically on one game. It sucked. If the game was ass, what happened? Views were down. Exactly. Nobody cared.
Like I just said, man, when I first got into it, I was not a vocal gamer. I've always been the type of gamer, bro. I hop in. I just love to stay in I talk in my head, man. Talk in my head, things of this nature. I wasn't vocal. So what I had to do, I had to make the adjustment to switch from a non-vocal gamer to a vocal gamer. Now I can talk out loud. When I first started streaming, terrible streamer. All right, you know what I'm saying? Not saying I'm the best, but trust me, way better than when I first started. These videos are way more entertaining than they were when I first started. Even if they don't get any views, I see the adjustments. You see what I'm saying?
It didn't matter how much they liked me. They wasn't gonna watch content for a game they didn't care about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You learn that lesson the hard way, and then once you get the momentum back again, now you start AMP. Now you start doing different types of content. You have to learn from these situations.
Okay, so I kind of have that problem right now. Like I feel like I'm stuck in one game.
Okay.
So did you just like experiment and just do other games that were popular, or like what kind of things did you do? Did you do things that were like just trending?
Yeah, so if you want to do games that you think have the same audience as that one, and try and create some appeal into that game. Okay. So what game do you play?
Marvel Rivals.
So you maybe Overwatch would be a shitty game.
Yeah, Overwatch, Valorant, things of that nature. What was it? One that bro, I'm spacing on so many names right now, bro. Spacing on so many names. Hold on, let me hit Twitch right quick. It's really in my brain space. Go to games. What she say? Overwatch? No, she said Marvel Rainbow Six. All right. You know what I'm saying? Online multiplayer, Apex Legends, things of that nature, League of Legends.
But essentially, I appreciate it. So essentially, you want to find a game that has a similar audience and try and create the most.
You know what? But it'd be like, yeah. So it'd be like, so basically, dude, if you're playing a game like, I'm gonna just throw out Hollow Knight. It's a game I've been really enjoying lately. I played on my Steam Deck a lot. I love it. I love Hollow Knight. 9 souls. Alright. 9 souls. Boom. Console game. Man, if you stream Hollow Knight, chances are if you start streaming 9 souls, you're not gonna you basically won't lose any of your followers or your viewer retention. In fact, it'll actually increase because 9 times out of 10, I feel super confident saying that 9 times out of 10, if you're playing Hollow Knight and your viewers really enjoy it, they've played 9 souls. All right, 9 times out of 10, if you're playing a game like Hollow Knight and then you switch to 9 souls, then what do you do then? You move to Hades. All right. Then you go back to Hollow Knight 2. Hades 2. All right. I would even go so far as to say, man, what's the game I'm thinking of right now in my head, bro? What's the game I'm thinking of in my head? I wish I wasn't spacing out right now. Actually, hold on. Boom. Actually, I can find it super quick. Little Nightmares. I would even say switch to Little Nightmares. I'm glad I had it over here. I already had it pulled up. But yeah, man, you just gotta find out what your audience is into and then switch by that.
High appeal stuff you can lead with to make people think like, hey, this is not so bad.
Would you do like multiple games at the same time? Like if it
explore like what Jinxie did was
go
a really
ahead,
good
like
example.
video. I'm gonna download this too. I'm gonna watch this on my own time.
He did Rainbow Six nonstop, right?
Yeah,
but now he could do kind of do whatever he wants. He didn't start that way. Like he experimented a little bit with certain games that had similar communities, and then he was able to now he's so varied he could play any game and it's gonna pull. So it's a little bit of strategy to it. But a lot of what's gonna work for that is being able to see what other people did. Back when I was making 2K content, there was a few people that picked like Datey type of style content. Then he was with us in AMP, and then he started doing like IRL content. So like everyone kind of starts a niche. Kai's a little bit of a hybrid though. I would create content that's evergreen. You're not just winning while you're live. It's just winning 24/7.
Talk
Good shit, Agent.
Yeah. So I want to give you an example. If you guys have a Ludwig class at some point, please block in. This is no troll, one of the best executors of YouTube content. I want you guys to really lock in. I mean, try and analyze.
That hook, I'm telling you, man, that hook. It's once you, I think that's just a thing that you just have to experiment. I don't think there's a specific hook that's gonna work for everybody. I don't think that's true. I don't think that'll ever be true. I think you just have to find your own specific hook, and then eventually you just kind of have to go from there. And then honestly, I think it's, with skill, there's luck involved as well. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of luck, but I will say this: don't get too caught up on the luck. Don't get caught up on they're lucky, this, that, and the other thing, bro. The more your skill, the luckier you'll get. All right, the more effort you put in, the luckier you'll get. That's what I've noticed throughout all of this. Alright, so you can say somebody like the Hawksville girl got lucky. You can say that 100%, and I'll actually agree with you. But then again, you can also say, where is she now? Alright, you can also say, where is she now? You can actually search that up, bro. Hawksville girl, boom. You can actually say, where is she now? What happened to the Hawksville girl? Update 11 days ago. You see what I'm saying? I know she does like live stuff too, or something like that. I know she has another channel. Like I peeped her views not too long ago. Like Hawksville, I think it's called like Hawksville Haley Welch, something like that. Hawksville girl, like something like that. Yeah, podcast. Yeah. Search up, podcast. So if you notice, her podcast started out crazy, even had like crazy popular guests. So this was literally 1 year ago. So this is a perfect example. So 2.8 million views 1 year ago. I said Hawk Tua, now here I am. This is the most popular one. But you see how it just kind of like fell off from there. So after that first video, so 2.8 million, all right, 900,000, 800,000, 700, all right, 700, 600. It was just a steady decline. And I searched up the most popular. The latest videos, this is literally 2 weeks ago. This was 4,000. This was a month ago, 8,000. A month ago. Let's go like 3 months back. Oh, see, this is like, look at this drop. See, I just scrolled down a little bit and we went from literally, I forgot she had that whole crypto thing and she stopped for a while. So we went from 1 year ago to three, like, look at this, 3 months. 10,000, 11,000. She doesn't even crack 15K anymore. And she started off with almost 3 million views. So, like, the more effort you put in, the luckier you'll get. Don't worry about the luck. People who get this off luck, they're not going to last long term. The first minute
of this video.
Some will. Obviously, there's the one person who's not the common denominator. You know what I'm saying? But, like, the more skill you put in, the luckier you'll get.
That is more than Mario Kart World did in the first few months it came out. Mecha Chameleon only came out a few weeks ago. In fact, it's more than Street Fighter 6 has done.
I haven't played Mecha Chameleon at all. It just doesn't look like it'd be my game, bro. It just doesn't look like it'd be my game. Not like in terms of skill, but I don't think I'd have fun. It just doesn't look like something I'd enjoy.
Cringe spot if you want to win, or maybe just do a funny spot that usually doesn't end up working out. But what if you had actual professionals, aka artists? How would they do? To find out, I employed the help of my good friend Squeaks to be static hunters, and we would trace down.
The fire idea.
Okay, so I will. If you look through YouTube, there's probably not a single video that any of you guys did that. He's just the best executor I know. And the crazy part is like, Ludwig is not like a Kai Snyder speed. Like, obviously, no disrespect, but he's pulling numbers like them on YouTube. This is not an accident. That's a gaming video. He could have just started with the start of the game.
And speed are just anomalies.
Instead, he did this whole post commentary. He played music in the background.
They put in work, though.
They put in crazy work. Visually stimulated.
All right, I'm not saying that to be, you know what I'm saying? They put in crazy work.
What do you mean I'm playing with
They're
professional
like
artists?
the best version of an anomaly.
It's just a good concept. Not only did he get the good concept, the thumbnail, the title, the packaging is good. Once you click on it, he's hooking you. So you're like, damn, not only did he give me context in case I don't know what the game is, but now I'm hooked. I want to know what the best people do. He's visually showing the painting. It's like Mac.
He's not lying. That's a crazy good idea. I remember I saw like ex-CO, ex-police officer plays GTA. Something like that. You see what I'm saying? One of the best videos I like to watch right now. If you don't know Bruce Rivers, then I would highly, bro, you go watch that channel. Bruce Rivers, real board certified defense attorney, reacts to actual, you know what I'm saying, crimes and stuff like that. And he's been doing this for a while. He gets crazy views. All right, don't look at these. All right, these are new. All right, this 100,000, 100,000, 100,000. This got 36, but 100,000, 89, 100,000, 100,000. He'll crack 100,000, 200, 300. Again, he just reacts to regular stuff that he would have already been like not involved with, but known about regardless. All right, criminal, like he's a real, and look at all the titles. They all start with the same thing: criminal lawyer, criminal lawyer, criminal lawyer, criminal lawyer reacts, criminal lawyer reacts. All right. Every so often they deviate. Women betray each other. $3 million drug bust. Criminal lawyer reacts. Criminal lawyer reacts. Criminal lawyer reacts. And he's reacting to actual crimes, and he's basically telling like, and he's giving like the audience the feeling of, if he's even says it in his own video, I'm your own certified defense attorney, board certified defense attorney. He says that in like every video. So it's a great way of being super immersed in the content, and it's a great hook.
You know what I'm saying?
What would an actual defense attorney say about this?
YouTube,
it's
mastering
interesting.
hooks and long form, I genuinely don't know if there's a better person than Ludwig to do that. And then here are some examples of good thumbnails. So, dumbest spots in Mecha Chameleon. Simple title. You know, a circle and an arrow. Couldn't be that hard. But when you put yourselves in the audience shoes, you're scrolling through, you're gonna be like, where? I don't see anything. Boom, that's it. Where? I don't see anything. Let me click the video. That looks like a crazy spot, right? This is the Ash Out video. Ash is one of my favorite YouTubers and now streamers. And this is one of his funniest videos.
Man,
I took a
his
racer to the
YouTube
most
videos
dangerous hood in America.
bro, they're so
and not
entertaining,
only was
man.
the content
Ash is
phenomenal,
such
it
a
was
funny
like a
dude.
double prank where like he was frying people. It was like a really, really good video. But on top of that, this guy looks petrified, and he's surrounded by people that you can make context of are in the hood. It's just a good video. So you should be looking when you're watching streams, when you're watching YouTube videos, don't just click the thumbnail. What about the thumbnail made you want to click it? If you're not asking yourself that question, you actually are just zombie consuming content. You actually haven't learned nothing. You know what I'm saying?
You really
Like,
got to
who
get out
here
of
has
that
a
doom
passion
scroll
outside of
mindset.
streaming?
That's gonna hurt a lot of people.
Like, what's your passion?
Important.
We could talk about that off stream because it's a little tough. Okay, let me give you an example. All right, as you grow in streaming, you're gonna want to take certain risks. And now we're talking a little bit about money, so I need everyone to pay attention. I know money sounds like the thing you do to get Ferraris, but this is not true. Money is the thing that's gonna make your ideas come to life. Some of you guys have some really big ideas, some things you want to try, but you can't put a trigger. Why? Because it's a huge risk.
Real.
Certain risks are worth taking.
I got
Others
tons of
aren't.
ideas
I'm
in
gonna
my
give you two
notes.
examples. This
That
is a
honestly,
risk that has
not
paid
even
off
that
for
I
me.
wouldn't even want to do. I literally just can't afford some of these ideas.
First time I went to the Arctic, first of all, I bet my chat that I could survive in the Arctic. They said, no, you can't. I said, all right, bet.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I booked a trip.
That was crazy.
And I knew
That
I was probably
was
going to
cra-
lose
I think he
money.
ate, like,
Across
real
flights,
icing.
the north is super expensive, et cetera, et cetera. We'll get into the expenses. But it made some money, though. On the YouTube, the video actually performed really well, so I was able to get almost $7,000. And then the actual Twitch stream of it got $17,000, which sounds good. A couple interesting factors, though. 2 years ago.
Let me pocket watch in peace. 17K paid subs, 1,400 for paid subs, Prime subs 1,300, gifted subs about 500, bits $87. I don't understand how bits work, but then again, you can always just look into that later. Cheering power ups are $0, but because they're over here, you know, they're a revenue source apparently. So like looking into that as well. Ads about 10,000 from ads. Turbo 3,200 from Turbo. All right, pocket watch completed.
Which sounds good. A couple interesting factors though. 2 years ago, this number would have said 50,000. So ads are down, and it's not because I'm running less ads. It's just that's the nature of Twitch. Twitch doesn't currently have a system where they could have higher CPMs and lower CPMs like YouTube. So overall, ads are just lower than they are. I know that going into it. That's part of the risk. So I'm making anything from like what $24,000 on this. All I had to do is not spend $24,000, and I at least don't lose money on the idea I'm really passionate about.
I'm pocket watching like crazy.
This is from one stream?
Yes. So here are the expenses. So between the hotels, flights, clothing, car rentals, and camping supplies, luckily, on that day I made money. Now, we're not accounting for obviously like staff expenses and stuff like that and how much
Pocket watch one more time.
camping supplies.
Wholesale 2,400, 3,000 in flights, 4,500 in clothes, 400 in car rental, 5,500. So all right, about 15,000. What do you say about 24? All right, yeah. So yeah, all right. Man, I'm telling you, I love how they're exposing the money, and I love how he's exposing the expenses. This is why I said I could definitely see Agent on the production side of things. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, later in life he wanted to make that switch. Yeah, man. Plus, this is plus staff. So wait, this is plus staff. So are these numbers including staff, or is this like a separate? I'm gonna just assume it is. I don't want to think about it too hard. But 2,400, 3,000, 4,500, 400, 5,500, so about 15,800 in all. Yeah, and this is probably just like just a sum. Like this is hotel flights, clothing, car rentals, camping supplies. It is including like stuff like food, stuff like that.
Luckily, on that day I made money. Now, we're not accounting for obviously like staff expenses and stuff like that and how much time we dedicated we could have spent on anything else, opportunity costs. This is just what we spent. On this opportunity, for me, it's okay to lose money if it's going to get eyes in your direction. For me, the Arctic was a solo thing I tried that I genuinely believed in. I really wanted to challenge myself. And so if I lost money, I lost money. But let me try my best to maximize, okay? We're going to talk a little bit about the best way to do that in a second. But this is an opportunity that worked out. Let me give you an example of an opportunity that did not work out.
And I think that's an important thing to realize. You're not going to make money on everything you do,
off the YouTube,
but at the same
I'm
time,
making $3,000 off the
if
video.
you're able to bring
stream,
in
video,
more followers to make more money off that
$16,000
next
Twitch.
thing,
It's not a bad shout, but
you gotta
this
think
time we're
about
not
that
in the
too.
Arctic, we're in the Amazon. Things are a lot more expensive. It's not a bad shout. So this is the stream, this the
all right, 200, all right, about 200K, 82,000 watch hours, 323,000 in revenue. This video hasn't got any views yet, but estimated revenue is about
video,
2,200.
and I'm making 16,000.
All right, total estimated revenue about 16,700. I don't know. Let's round that up to about 20K. Subscriptions 5,000, paid subs 2,100, 1,300 prime subs, gift code 1,700. So I don't know what power ups are, but I guess people just don't use them like that. Cheering alone got him like $50 though, so this is like just gas money for cheers. Then you got ads a total of 1,600, and you
off the
got
Twitch.
Boom Turbo 3,800, cheering 50, yeah, gifted subs, but yeah.
It's not a bad shout, but this time we're not in the Arctic, we're in the Amazon. Things are a lot more expensive and a lot more remote. And the expenses looked a little bit different. So this is an example of a bet that financially didn't pay off, but content-wise went ballistics. These
Gotta think
are
about how many
worth
people you bringing in.
If you can afford to eat it, these are worth doing. And you might be asking yourself the question of, okay,
revenue.
How can
Run that back, hold on.
are worth doing? And you might be asking
22,000, all right. Yeah, about 22,000. But the expenses was about 45, so he lost about 22,000 as well. So I mean, yes, yeah. I mean, well, nobody wants to lose 22K. I was about to say, well, it's not bad overall if you think about it. Like, I'm thinking about like, annual income, like how much you bring in yearly, but like, you know what I'm saying? In general, nobody wants to say that they lost about 22K, especially when they spend about 50,000 in expenses. But, like you said, if you look at everybody you can bring in, and then you think about how many people are going to be there for the next challenge, for the next gameplay, for the next video.
Of, okay, how can we reduce the risk of doing some of these big events? Boom, ads, but not the ones you see on Twitch and YouTube, the sponsors that people pay for. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Who here reached out to brands before coming to Stream University? 8 people. I was talking to Malik. She showed me she messaged 50 brands. Half of them responded. I'm talking like Target responded.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying?
Target?
You're at Stream University. This is the talk of the town. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta get my views up, but yeah, man, I feel like a lot of people are in that mindset of brands gotta hit you up.
Reaching out to
he really just changed my mind on this.
And DJI and Fortnite to see if potentially they might be interested in.
Nah, don't be getting like 50 views and be like, all right, let me hit a Walmart, let me hit a Target.
That I know.
Man, you want to be making some consistent, you know what I'm saying?
Some students. So
have a decent little following. Like
one
of the biggest parts about being an influencer is that you actually have to influence people. You see what I'm saying? So. You know what I'm saying? Don't be streaming to like 25 people and then start hitting up. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you do. Like I'm still learning myself.
Not had the brand
take
deal
that risk
before,
if you really want to take that risk.
To do their first brand deal with me a little bit later today.
I do it like a local spot.
Okay. But like I could have said nothing. I could have not asked. You know, we're thinking, okay, agent, well, you know some brands, so that doesn't count. You've done 10 epic deals before, so that's a little bit of a cheat code. This is true, but let me give you some examples on how to get some of these brand deals. And then I'm going to walk you through how I'm going to execute the Fortnite one, and we're going to pick some students to do it before we end class here today, okay? So back when I was a wee little lad and I haven't blown up on YouTube, there was a website called FameBit. It's like you had to apply for ads. I think the Stream Elements has it now. Famebit got bought by YouTube. Now it's called YouTube Brand Connect. If you guys are on YouTube, you probably heard of it through there. Brand Connect. So it's YouTube's platform where you can apply for ads. Essentially, if I wanted money, I would see a scale on the website. I'd say, I want to advertise this scale. This is how I'm going to do it. I send them a little paragraph or two. This is pre-AI, so you have to know how to write.
Yeah.
And then you send submit, and you get a brand deal. I just reached out. At the time,
And you
I was
still got to know how to
broke.
write, bro.
Anything.
Don't get on here
$250
thinking
to
you
sell
can
a
use
scale to
AI. People
10,000
can
I'll
detect
do
that.
Gang. All right. I need some bread. I was broke on campus at the time. That's just reaching out. The second thing, have you tried asking them? No, seriously though. Like, you are completely underestimating how much. I have talked to brands that have literally told me, we only work with the biggest streamers. I've talked to brands where they said we only work with the smallest creators. We like doing small deals. We don't want to do anything too big.
Oh, that's fire.
If you are not asking, you are selling yourself short. Third is management. You'll get a lot of inbound deals, right? For me, there's a lot of deals that come in. Honestly, Epic is a lot of them. Where like they'll reach out to your management and say, do you have any gamers spending money? If they're spending money in content, they have a department for it. If they have a department for it, they have a budget for it. And if they have a budget for it, why can't it be you, bro?
It's real. That's real. That's real. It could always be you.
And then on the
You don't
bottom,
take
there's
that
usually
risk,
the
you'll
do's
never
and
know.
don'ts. So certain brands are going to have certain do's and don'ts. Maybe don't call it a skin if they prefer it called a costume. Okay, last thing I want to say is before we pick the students, you always want to ask for feedback. This makes you look good. Feel me? Not only does it make you look good, it's going to help you improve. What could I have done better? Oh, well, they didn't like the part where it was lagging. Maybe fix up the connection. But they loved the part where you talked about this. If you even asking is something that only 5% of people do. Immediately they're going to say, oh, this is a serious guy. And when they take you serious, they're going to spend serious money on you. This is facts, okay? Please make sure to ask for feedback.
I hope y'all
It's probably
taking
one of
notes.
the
I'm
most
taking notes.
easiest things you could do.
And I'm
that's
going to
gonna make
rewatch
them
this
wanna spend
video.
back. Okay. All right. Sorry, that was a lot. So I know that was a lot of thoughts.
Oh, man, I downloaded this for a reason, man. Yo, I'm saying, hold on, bro. W video 100%. W video 100%.
Okay.
100%.
Before we head out of here, because we all appreciate it. Before we get out of here, because we're running a little bit late, can everybody
Really put us on
who has
info.
never
Bro,
done a
shout out
radio
Agent for
before,
exposing
please put
the
their hands
revenue.
up. Never done it. Okay, interesting. All right, I'm gonna have you guys meet me in the front of the class, and then we'll probably just. Oh my God, I forgot we're giving away a Sprite. Huh? Okay. All right. So we actually don't know. How should I get this way? Hold on. I can't just get handled like that. I can't just handle like that.
Man, did he say a spray? All right, hold on. All right, video's over. W video. Bro, we spent way more time on that than I was planning to. But I just got so wrapped up into the actual conversation of it that I was like, man, I just gotta low-key focus on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm telling you, a lot of people, they just kind of misunderstand how big streaming and content actually is and how big it can kind of get.